Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar, Why Seneca? Cutting Through the Competition, Part 1, Value Proposition and Benefits. Today we have with us Ed Stone, Marketing Associate, Intelligent Systems for Seneca Data. Ed has worked with Seneca since 2003. During most of this time, he was a member of the channel sales team. In 2011, he transitioned into marketing department to grow cooperative marketing with Seneca's vendors and manage marketing activities for the security team. With more than 20 years of experience in the channel as a VAR and distribution salesperson, he has a varied technical background with robust product knowledge. Also joining Ed today is Ron VanTassel from Seneca. Ron is the Market Development Manager since 2012. Ron provides industry insight and strategic direction for the security market at Seneca. His security industry tenure includes many years of experience in IP-based video surveillance technology, as well as being a Milestone Advanced Certified Trainer, an Access Academy Certified, and Sony Certified Professional. Ron is considered a valuable resource and highly competent with his expertise and knowledge within the market. In today's webinar, you'll discover about Seneca and their value proposition and benefits. Ed and Ron will discuss their new relationship with Arrow, the new parent company of Seneca. Additionally, you will discover the outstanding customer experience that Seneca provides, along with the specialized product, ecosystem partnerships, and the pre-sales and post-sales support you can expect from Seneca. Let's get the discussion going. Welcome Ed Stone and Ron VanTassel.
Welcome to today's call. This is Ed Stone, Marketing at Seneca, and I've got Ron VanTassel, who's the Market Development Manager for Seneca Security.
Welcome.
So Ron, can you tell me a little bit about the relationship to Arrow Electronics and how that relates to Seneca?
Yeah, good question. So I think that we've been part of an acquisition. It's been a little over 2 years now, and I think that I wanted to make sure people understood kind of what the driving factors around this business with us. So a lot of people moving forward, you've seen us and known us as Seneca, but you're certainly going to see a lot more around Arrow and the Arrow name. We are an Arrow company. We are a part of Arrow Electronics, bought a little over 2 years ago. And really what Arrow does for us, Arrow is the parent company, and you're going to see Seneca as a brand. So you're going to see Seneca as an exclusive provider of Seneca branded products. So you won't see Seneca go away. You're going to still see Seneca branding. But what Arrow really provides to us is, all the backing and credibility of a Fortune 150 company, over $24 billion organization headquartered in the United States, in Colorado. So it's a very large organization that we're part of. It spans globally, so it provides us with additional abilities to move, out of the Americas or out of North America, and really provides the financial background, the credibility and the clout that we would want to see, and people would come to expect from a big multinational, and a sizable organization. So I think it's important for people to understand that, especially in the security market and the security business, that the backing that we have and the company that we are, is here for the long term and the long haul, and it provides us with a lot of credibility in the industry today.
That's great. So really kind of what you're getting at here is that we have the power of a big corporation with the agility and responsiveness of a small company. That's
yeah,
great.
Absolutely. I think we're melding of both worlds. Seneca's always been very nimble and quick to market, and we still provide that as a company, but we have all that backing and all that credibility behind somebody like Arrow now.
Yeah, that's great. So let's talk specific to the security market. Why should people be selecting Seneca solutions for the security market?
Very good question. So, that's one of the things that we often get asked, probably more than anything else, is, why Seneca? And really, what is the value behind what Seneca does? And why picking us? And is it, a lot of people look at it as hardware. It's a bunch of metal boxes. They got lights that blink. Why you? And realistically, our opportunity in the security market is to provide solutions that, provide a clear value proposition and really provide specifics and a specific customer experience to the security market. We do this through the way our people operate, our products, and our partnerships. And you see this within these bullets that we have, that we really look at trying to apply our our product and our value proposition to help our customers and to help simplify the technology that exists, especially in the security market. So we really look to try to achieve an outstanding customer experience. We try to do that from start to finish. And we look at that from the ways our customer experiences our product, from the way when they get it out of the box, to the way we build it and how it's specialized, with the value adds that we have onto that with xConnect and our monitoring, all the partnerships and all the understanding and knowledge we have around that in our pre and post sale support.
So what's this out-of-box experience, or describe the out-of-box experience that typical Seneca customers are going to get?
Yeah, so here's the thing, with the out-of-box experience with us, we're really looking at trying to put a product out there that allows a customer to save time and save configuration opportunities within setup. And really the way we do that is essentially from the time it takes you to take the product out of the box, plug it in, boot it up, and go through its system setup and preparation. In under an hour, our server is ready to operate and ready to have VMS and camera configurations starting to set up and load. So we do that within a number of scenarios. We automatically do the RAID build and initialization in production. So it's automatically done, it's completed, and the initialization of that RAID array is done and burned in our production process. So you don't have to have that server sitting there for hours or days waiting for that to be done and ready to go. We have an image load that's done in a script. That image load and that script applies custom settings, and it actually then allows the settings that we operate to be a specialized product. It does that within a very, very short time period and saves hours of time in setup configuration and changes that an integrator would normally want to make or need to make to the operating system, to the RAID and the RAID controllers and the network cards and network settings. And one of the last areas we do is we have some preloaded VMS executable files, some of the more well-known ones like Milestone, Genetec, ONSSI. Those exist on our OS drive. They exist as an application, so that utility can be opened, and we have executable files there ready to start the load of those VMS files without the server being connected to the internet, without having to transfer those executables from a jump drive. So it's all about saving time and money and having a server ready to deploy VMS and camera configurations in under an hour.
Wow. So you had also mentioned about specialized products. So what makes Seneca Solutions specialized for the security market?
Well, here's the thing. We try to take what people consider to be a general off-the-shelf or a COTS-based server or workstation, and we add things to that product within our production process that builds it. It's designed, built, and specialized for the video surveillance or access control in the security market. When we optimize our system, we are building the server specifically for video. We are setting up configurations, we are setting up modifications within the operating system that optimize that build. It sets up configuration aspects of that operating system and the RAID card and NIC settings to be able to handle and specifically take and ingest video surveillance, which is very write-oriented. Most people know that you're going to do 95% writes and very little reads. So we try to make all those settings and establish all those settings ahead of time so that the system out of the box is optimized and ready to handle video surveillance. And that's different than what you get as a standard off-the-shelf server. Certifications for us come through all the VMS testing knowledge and certifications we get with the Milestone, Genetec, ONSSI, XAC, all the different tests and all the different certifications that we process so that we know how our servers operate and we know how those systems perform when they're running those applications. The guarantee that we offer is when customers come to us and when they are provided recommendations either through our product selector tool or from Seneca account managers or engineering, we back those recommendations. We're guaranteeing that you're going to get the throughput and the performance and the storage requirements that have been asked for us. So really that's what we mean by specialized product. Getting products from us that are applied to the market, specialized for that market, and address specific desires and needs of that market.
So is it safe to say that Seneca Solutions will outperform commercial off-the-shelf technology when used as a network video recorder?
Absolutely. Very safe to say that, and we even do have some some data around that when you put a server like ours in place and look at all the settings and the optimization that we've made on that, we absolutely know and have vetted out and tested out that we get higher levels of performance and throughput on our machines than what you would get with a similar build in a component perspective. If you bought it just simply off the shelf, you'd have to go through and make all the changes and either know what all those changes are, or even if you know what all those changes are, you'd have to be ready to take all the time and energy and resources that you would need in order to make those setting changes. We take hours of that prep out of the integrator's hands.
Great. So now one of the values that you had mentioned early in the conversation here was xConnect. And what is it and how does it help?
Well, xConnect for us is a software application that we've written internally in order to handle monitoring of those servers. And really what we've tried to do is take all the characteristics that exist on a server, all the data that exists internally within a server, and present those to a customer or to an integrator in a very user-friendly way, in a very simple way, in a dashboard, so that it helps to get all that metadata or get all that data in that exists in that server, so we can provide the critical information that an integrator or a customer would want to know in order that they see the server's operational, that they see that they are getting video or they're recording video, that they don't have any instances or any issues with the CPU, with the network card, with the RAID controller, with the storage drives. So we're monitoring everything from performance, from environmental, from a throughput characteristics in a health area. So we monitor the CPU, we monitor the network ports, we monitor the storage, fans, power supplies, you name it. All the things that should be critical, and we provide that in a dashboard interface that customers can utilize and can see very readily, and also can get alerted and alarmed on by getting sent emails if there are any issues that come up with any of those aspects of that server. It's free of charge from a very simple standard application that we offer, and then we offer a couple different flavors that give you some different viewpoints or inputs to what you can see on the server.
So if you were to summarize, xConnect is really kind of a single pane of glass that you can use as a dashboard to monitor what's going on in your security installation.
Absolutely, and we usually recommend that somebody would use that pane of glass, or we'd use a client application of this on a client workstation that they're actually using to view video. So it's a very small, very lightweight application that can be used on a client station. So at least there's some visibility to what's happening with those servers. And it obviously for us it's a great value proposition because it helps us simplify what the customers can see from those servers and what they can see from the key aspects of that server. Make sure it's up and running and make sure they have the peace of mind that they need to make sure they're getting video, it's being recorded, and there's nothing operationally in jeopardy on that server.
That's great. So now a couple of the other bullet points that you had mentioned were ecosystem partners and pre and post sale support. And so how does that help drive a better customer experience for Seneca consumers?
So on the ecosystem side, we look at all the different partners that we interface with and that we have knowledge, expertise, and intelligence around. And a lot of this is done within our engineering. We have an internal lab, an inside lab that we do where we do a lot of testing, and that those partnerships help us to understand exactly how those applications operate. On the VMS side, we have a lot of different VMSs that we partner with. We use a lot of the leading VMSs. Milestone and Genetec are a couple examples. But the VMS applications allow us to understand how are those applications running on our servers, and how do we modify or enhance or improve those servers for performance and throughput. On the camera side, we're looking at the different encode and decode. So we look at H.264. We can look at H.265 as it's coming out, and how does that impact the way a server handles encoding and decoding that video. Look at server side and camera side motion detection, all those types of scenarios. Integration partners come into play when we look at, in this case we show an example of device authority. It's a cybersecurity application that we can interface with, and we can understand how that works. But also analytics, and how do different analytics software applications, how do they plug into the VMS, and then how does that impact this hardware. The networking side of it, when we plug in switches and servers and PoE-based devices, how might we be able to interface those into xConnect so you can see more of that product in our application. And then our suppliers in our ecosystem is, what are those supplier relationships, and to what level can we get advanced information from Intel, from Microsoft, on what's coming, how those VMSs might be using Intel's chipset or Microsoft's OS applications. And so we can get advanced understanding of that, and we can apply that to our hardware applications so that we give that customer experience, a better feel. And we're already using those applications, we're already using the hardware to advance the performance and throughput around that with our ecosystem partners.
Great.
Yeah, when we look at
pre and post
sales,
yeah, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what are you offering there?
So on the pre-sale side, it really is us taking a very specific approach toward applying our servers, applying the applications, and applying our knowledge and our information into designing and applying our recommendations. So first and foremost on pre-sales, we have a dedicated security sales team. We have 5 BDMs that operate outside for outside sales, and we have 12 account managers inside that are dedicated to the security industry. And I could say, as far as our competition goes, a lot of that doesn't actually exist. So the knowledge base that our sales organization has around applying our infrastructure and our technology to the security market is by far better than most of our competition. And then from the application side of it, pre-sales, we're here to help our integrators design and help to provide them recommendations so we can actually have the ability to right-size systems for them and provide them the right systems with what we, based on our testing, can offer so that you can get the systems that will perform. And in some cases, we can do more, and we do and can show that we can do more, and we can provide higher levels of throughput and performance on systems that either have less CPU or smaller CPUs on them, or when we're using similar CPUs that they're already buying off the shelf, we can provide higher levels of throughput and performance based on what we do with that systems. So, and in our post-sale support, okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, so, this right sizing, does that save money for the customer? I mean, rather than them having to go out and maybe overspec a system, is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, absolutely. So in a right sizing scenario, we're able to kind of more narrow down. So it can do one of two things. It can either save the customer money. It can provide us with the ability not to overspec and really, provide them or give them a system that's just overkill or overspecifying the system. Or even in a better scenario, we might be able to provide them with a system that can handle more cameras and gives them the opportunity for growth, gives them the opportunity to scale differently than if they were buying something just simply off the shelf.
Great. And then how about your support? Describe how that works.
So for us, it's also very specific and very specialized as a security market. So one of the things we really like to advocate on our post-sale support is it's all US based. It's all based in Syracuse, New York, which is where our certification lab is, where our Advanced Engineering Solutions Center is. So they're very close together. They're very tied to what we can do and what we can provide. Our US-based support is they're certified solution specialists. We send them through VMS training, so they get the idea of VMS. They can actually apply our support and our diagnosis around our systems appliance-based. So they look at that a lot of times from a hardware and a software basis. So it's not just, you've got hardware that's broken. Okay, we can handle that. Because a lot of times it might be hardware and software related, or it could be some combination of that, or it could just be some settings or setups that are kind of, slowing the system down. And then a lot of times we can handle that from an application perspective and an appliance perspective and give the integrator and the customer some good guidelines to kind of fix that and get the system performing better and up in speed. And again, I mentioned they're very much aligned with a development engineering and our Advanced Engineering Solutions Center. And on top of that, we provide an industry-leading warranty services. So all of our servers come with 3-year next business day on-site services and support, and everything can be upgraded even to provide 5-year on-site support. So it's a very good customer. Again, it adds to our customer experience. You're going to get an outstanding customer experience and very much advocated by our partnerships and our ecosystem partners.
So to summarize the Seneca experience, you're going to give your customers the best out-of-box experience, specialized product for the security market, deliver xConnect monitoring software so they can know what's going on with their networks. You're going to work with your ecosystem partners like Microsoft and Intel and other networking specific folks. And then you guys are going to provide US-based pre-sale and post-sale support. So that sounds like a pretty good winning combination.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. And I think that's, honestly, that is the why. And we haven't even dug into the product of what we do. but that is why we do what we do, and it's why we would entertain customers to come and experience Seneca.
Well, that looks like that's all for today's presentation. If you'd like to review this presentation again or would like to pass this along, we'll have the recorded version of it posted soon. You can find it by visiting psasecurity.com/education. Thank you very much to Ed Stone and Ron VanTassel of Seneca. Their contact information is posted here for questions after today's presentation. Please visit our website, that's psasecurity.com, to be sure that you are leveraging all that PSA Security Network has to offer. On our homepage, you can access our future webinar events, this recording, educational offerings, and business solutions. This will conclude today's presentation. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.